Right. Let's hope this all works. Now, I wonder, is our desktop working? We'll see. Sometimes that doesn't start perfectly. All right. My titles are wrong. Let's see. I'm gonna leave it Rust for right now. I'm just gonna leave it Rust for right now. All right. What do we want to do? All right. I guess I'm going to start off. By working on GitHub. Or not GitHub, but assembly line. I want to do a little bit of work on the let me update the title to that. I want to do a little bit of work on the GitHub integration. I think I went back and forth over this a little bit, and I think I have an idea. All right. So we got the titles up. So if you guys remember last week, last Saturday, we came across this. There was basically two competing projects. That's what we call them. So there is this one, which is Octocat RS, which is kind of the new one, but it also kind of seems to be dying. The last commit was 3 weeks ago. They haven't done a whole lot, but it actually offers a really nice webhook integration for events. And that's actually kind of some of the stuff I was trying to learn exactly how they did the webhook, which this isn't how I would have done it, but it actually, I think it makes it overly complicated for something you use yourself. But actually, as a library, I think I could get behind this. That's weird how it's coming up on stream. Something's not right. Like on stream, you guys have like this feint of something here where there is nothing. And yeah, you have stuff over here too. You know what, I'm gonna I think it's this the thing doing the screen capture. Give me just a second. Let me reset it. Nope, maybe not that. Let me try going to a different screen. Interesting. So yeah, like its color is shifted. So this is green, but you can see that the green part is over here. Let me try unplugging it and replugging it in. Well, oh, that fixed it. Always does. Always does. Just need a little reboot. All right, so cool. Let's get back to what we were talking about. Sorry, I just noticed that there was that color shift there. It's kind of a little funky. you guys ever notice something like that, feel free to say something. All right, so yeah, I was looking at this, but we don't actually want to use this project for a couple of reasons. One, it doesn't seem to be well supported anymore. And it has a funky license. I don't like the BSD4 clause. It's very permissive, but if you read into it, the one weird part is that it requires you to list it on any advertising material. And the only problem with this is then it gets messy with who imports mine, and do they actually know that I depend on AutoCAD? I don't care about putting it. I'm not going to have any advertising stuff. But if somebody imports mine and advertises with it, technically they would be breaking this, and I don't want to put anybody ever through that. So I don't like the BSD4 clause. Won't use a project with it. So not going to use that for that and other reasons. The other reason being it's just not that well supported. Okay, so that being said, there is OctoCrab, and we're going to use OctoCrab, but it doesn't have the webhook. So maybe we commit the webhook portion of it once we've done it ourselves, but we're just going to do it in our project. We'll use this. This will allow us to create the webhooks if we need to or want to, and then also listen for them. So I think that's a good plan. So we'll just jump over to crates.io and grab OctoCrab. I think next week I'm going to use NeoVim. I've been trying to set up NeoVim. So I think next Saturday I'm going to actually set up NeoVim and use it. Just to I feel like I'm actually a little bit faster in Vim. I like to make a lot of my videos with code because I feel like if I'm doing a video to help people, it's the most approachable way of doing it. So my videos will still be in VS Code. But yeah, I'm tired of clicking. All right, let's see. I guess I click with the keyboard, but it's usually faster. Okay, we don't need this. This is fine. Save it. All right, this was all the events that we saved. This was pretty cool. What was it? It was JSON to SerDes. Yeah. Okay, this. Pretty cool if you haven't used it. Basically, we have these events. So let's say we want this, the check run. I don't know if we have this check run struct to deserialize, but we're going to find out. We put this in. Oh man, it doesn't have anything in the pull requests, so it's not fully fledged, but that's okay. It's okay. We'll drop this in there. All right, we didn't properly close. One second. Oh, it ended right here. Oh, no. 1 second. I have this. I forgot the. Oops. I forgot the last closing. There we go. Do I have to hit a button? All right, 1 second. I need one more quote here because this was actually nested in. That was my bad. This is actually nested in the bigger JSON. The reason I didn't do the whole JSON was because I already did the whole JSON with this one, with the PR closed. And so the only thing that really changes between that is this, and obviously number is optional. So we'll have to go set that as optional. All right, so all we need now are these. Now this is really gross. I talked last week about that I didn't like how Rust strong arms me in handling this. Not that I don't like Rust. In any language you use a lot, you're going to be able to find things that you don't like about it. But for right now, all of our event structs are in one file because I want them to be in one module. That's let's see. Actually, I hope that one second. Let's before we paste, let's make sure I didn't do this one and not the other one. I thought it was this one that I didn't do. This one was check run. Let me make sure that we didn't do a check run. We did do check run. Okay. So let's do the other one. My bad. My memory from last week was not great. A lot of has happened since last week. Okay, so we have number here. We're gonna hand type that one because that's easy. Lots has happened. My goodness, where do I start? We had my wife is feeling better, which is good. Because of that, we had a cat in the hospital. I didn't even know there were cat hospitals or that people would pay money to keep a cat alive. My wife has let me know how much money she is willing to pay to keep a cat alive. So that's good. I learned something. It's a lot too. She loves that cat very much. Cat got home. So we're home. You know, everything is finally going back to normal. Normal. My normal is as soon as the last catastrophe is done, be prepared for the next one. My son's pump last night decided that, hey, Russell, I am just doing Surdy to Jason and telling my story of the last week, which involved a cat in the hospital. And then my son's, as soon as that came out, my son's pump decided, okay, so everyone knows this, that my son has type 1 diabetes. I'm fairly open about it. It's not a big deal because of the modern era. He was born with it. It's nothing he did. And I like talking about it because I feel like there's a lot of kids his age that deal with it, or not a ton, but there's a decent number that who are embarrassed about it and shouldn't be. Yeah, they did nothing. Anyways, sometimes the thing that gives him insulin fights with the thing that monitors his blood sugar. And that's happened last night, so I had to stay up with him like till 3. That's why the stream's late. That's why the stream is late, because I was up really late with him. And, yep. Okay, so this file really sucks at this point. But that's okay, because we're not going to look at it again. We're going to have to break this up. Actually, you know what? I think an easy way to break this up right now that would make more sense than what we're doing is we can at least break it up into this. So we can have the check run section. We can have the repository section. We can have the okay, so we're going to do that. That makes sense at least. So under data, we're going to have check run. I already have check run. What's that's because I started hand implementing these things. That's right. So we're just going to delete that. We're going to then copy over this check run. This was the check. No, this was the pull request stuff. So let's do pull request. We're going to delete that. And then we'll copy this over. Uh-oh. Oh. I'm an idiot. So fun thing here, the keycaps on my keyboard, because of a child, if I actually look at the keycaps and like press, you can't look at the keycaps because they're flipped around. So I have to type without looking at it, and I've been too lazy to actually do that. So fun story. All right, what? I thought these imports and everything were handled. Yeah, these should already be in there. What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? Oh, I don't know that I have Surdy Jason. So, you know what? We're going to take that out. Um, all right. Now let's see. Oh, this is actually not the right import. We just use Surdy. Do we need Surdy derive? I don't think so. Why would they do it that way and not just that way? I feel like they must be doing something specialish down here. Ooh, what's value? No definition for value. Is that what the Surdy derive does? Value? Don't worry. After we get this done, we are going to jump right into the Twitch alerts, which is much more fun. Much more fun, but I got to make progress on this. I'm excited about this project, and while I don't get a ton of time, it's going to get done. All right, why are they making this value? 1 second. There's no value over here, is there? Value. No, so what are they making value? Assignees is the type value. So we could use Surdy YAML value. I'm guessing that this is just a generic type, but why? Assignee. Oh, because it has the word null in it. It has the word null in it. Oh, you guys probably can't see this. Can I make this bigger? Embiggen. Here we go. Okay, well that does not embiggen very well. And oh no. Oh no, I can't slide this over. 1 second. Let me try refreshing. Let's see if that. Okay, that refixed the lines. No, but it did lose my spot. So yeah, it's this null. That's no bueno. It's no good. Man, the wind is strong today. I think we're supposed to get up to 60-mile-an-hour gusts, which is better than the last one. The storms have been moving up and north, so so yeah, we'll see. I guess they had tornadoes yesterday in Tennessee, so we haven't gotten any warnings yet. Okay, so I don't have the time or energy to try to make sure that all of these things are fully filled out. Basically, these are all optional. All right, so what we need to do, I don't know the value. I'm guessing that this is just a string. So what I'm going to do for this one is, which I guess maybe that's what Surdy value is. So we're going to do that. I've never actually used YAML value. I always just use optional. So we'll see. We'll see. That seems to have worked. Let's keep going. All right, this is failing because we deleted everything in here, which is fine. We'll go fix that now. Let's do the check run. Okay. All right. Unable to parse. Oh, wait. I think I cut this off again. I needed this. There we go. I always see this, and I'm not sure why it's in check run, so I assume that it's the next one, but it's never the next one. That's what's going on in my head. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. I do see that they're using JSON value here, so it makes sense that we'll use YAML value since. Oh no, oh no, we need to do JSON value. I was thinking our configuration files. Again, I'm kind of an idiot. Okay. We need to use this because we are using JSON because that's what the webhook sends back. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so we need to import Surdy JSON into our cargo. I'd like to blame GitHub Copilot, but I think I have Copilot turned off. I got annoyed with it. Yeah. And it got like it got like stuck. Uh we can try to re-enable it. It might have saved me. Surdy JSON equals sure. I love how I told it to disable it globally and now it's active. The team writing GitHub Copilot should probably use GitHub Copilot. There's a bug. There be a bug. Actually, that's probably why there is a bug. They were using GitHub Copilot. Oh, sometimes. All right, so it's probably not. It's probably just check run now instead of check run event because that's how I hand wrote it. It's. Oh, okay. We need to really quickly just update these to 1 second. Oh, I could have typed this out as much time as it took me to find the copy and paste part. All right. Fixes that. This needs fixed as well. Boom. Now, this is Surdy JSON. That's good. Events. I think we need to delete everything in events. This is wrong now. I actually think we can just delete this file. We'll come back to that. I think we can just delete the file. Webhook event. This is where we need the JSON, right? The Surdy JSON value. But we need it in other ones as well. Which was the one the pull request. This is one where we did the Surdy, and we don't need Surdy. So this was for their events. I couldn't find it for their events. No. And they really push their graph API. So like you can use their graph API, which again, no, because it's a graph API. I actually don't like graph APIs because of this. So graph APIs are really cool. They're basically we'll do the work on the server instead of on the client to do the join of your data. And I say join lightly because you're thinking database and whatnot, but you can think of an API as an access layer to a data, so a database. And Graph allows you to do that join on the server side instead of making 2 requests, which usually is actually more efficient because if you think about it, you're far away from the server or the access point. And so if you're talking about total requests, it's actually faster because you can make a single request with all the data that you need. And the long hop is between you and that gateway server. From there, whatever server makes the graph calls, it's sitting right beside all of the servers that have all of the data that you need. And so if it needs to make 4 requests, that's really fast comparatively. So it's cool. But it also generally means you don't have as hard specs because you're kind of querying the data that you need. I don't know. You love graph APIs as they're very often leaky. Yeah. I think I'll probably put a graph API just for the experience. I'm generally Yeah. Uh, Eventually, but it's not on my. Not for assembly line. Sorry, not for assembly line. I'll probably at some point put a graph API for the null cloud. Yeah, was what I meant to. All right, so it's not check run event now. It's probably just check run, but we need to find that. What is this root? Struct root. Oh, I don't think we need this. Yeah, we don't need this. So this is because I did this. Because I was getting just the inside piece of it. So we can delete this part. So now instead of a check run event, it's just check run. Which actually makes sense because check run is not really an event. It's kind of an event. It really is an event. It's why it sends this whole payload. So I would still name it event, but it's fine. I'm just going to keep it consistent. All right, let's do the next one. I actually really do like graph APIs as well, not because they're leaky. I just actually GitHub is probably the best implementation of a graph API that I've seen done well. Yeah. But I think that people a lot of times when they do a graph API, then they forget about their REST API, and it doesn't get supported as well. I don't know why this is upset. Oh, this pull request. It's going to just be pull request now. And we should go back and delete pull requests root node as well. Done. All right. Done, 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 done. Beautiful. No more errors. And then maybe, I won't. I'll do this on one of my weekday streams since nobody joins anyways. I'm gonna clean up some of the warnings that were accruing. Some of them can't be helped. Like, hey, you don't actually use this struct yet, and it's like, yeah, I'm building it. Oh my gosh. Okay, the Cybermanti. You know what? You just gave me a follow, and we are working on Twitch alerts, and this is going to be the most personal, but not the most fantastic. Thank you for a follow that you've ever gotten. We are also working on a project that runs in the that is going to do my alerts, and it's powered by AI, generative AI, and it's going to give everybody that follows or subscribes a personalized message. It's not currently running because I broke it. Uh, I broke it, and we are going to work on fixing what I broke in a second. Now, there's a lot of work to do on it, and we've been working on it. So it's in very early stages, and we just made a big architectural design change to it. So it's been fun. And as soon as that happens, you'll get one of the most spectacular, epic stories written just for you. Until then, um, you get this story. So thanks, Cyber Mentee. All right, let's keep going. I got sidetracked by that. All right, let's do repository. I'm gonna close this one. Let's close this repository. But yeah, as soon as I'll do some work on that today, anyhow. That's what I said at the beginning of the stream that I was going to work on that. So I forget what this was. This was a repository. So we'll go in here. We're just going to take this, give it a good old paste-a-roo. We can delete these. This is the better idiomatic way of. We're gonna leave JSON value. Really, those should be filled out better. We'll fill those out better later. Probably basically whenever we hit a value field, that we're actually using is when we'll actually update this struct. I feel like that will be the acceptable thing. This will stay value until you actually have to use this. Because if you look at value, this probably just unwraps. Yeah, it's just like an optional, except it has a null, bool, or I guess it gives you basically this is any JSON array of other values. So it's like an optional, except it could be a bool, a number. This is not actually that bad. This is pretty good. But we'll build them as we actually use them. We may never use this, and this is probably just always string. All right, repository done. Check. Delete the root node. Check. Moving on to organization. Oh, nice. That one. We don't even really need code to generate for this, but we're going to anyways because I am lazy. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Okay. External curly braces. Forgot those. Done. You know what? I'm just not even going to. I'm not even going to copy that. Look at this. A new level of copy and paste. Bringing it to new levels. All right. Let's yeah, so anyway, sorry you didn't get your personalized message. I think what I need to do is when it finally goes live, I'm going to do like a load. The other thing that I would like to do, I've been watching some other streamers and see some of the things they do. They make these reaction videos on Twitch where they pause notifications. What I'd like to do with this one is make it so that you can, like, there's actually a mechanism to pause the notifications so that you can then replay through the notifications, because each notification is going to be unique. So you don't want to not show it. You don't want to silence it. But if you want to be able to do that, you're gonna want a way to pause it in the system and not process new ones. So what I think I have a couple ways of doing that. Anyways, I've been thinking about it, how we're gonna handle all those things. Let's do the next one. We just did organization, so now we'll do sender. Man, this is not stream worthy. I meant to actually have more of this done before the next stream. Like I said, in oh wait, did I not cut? No, this is the right one. It has been a crazy week. I tend to have crazy weeks. I feel like maybe there was life choices, like why do I own a cat? But I gotta live with those life choices. He's a cute cat. Very expensive cat now. There was a show in the U.S. called it was Bionic Woman or something, or maybe it was a $6 million Man, or maybe there was two shows. I'm not really sure. These happened way before me. I now have my $1,000 cat. So that I call him 1K Kitty now. My wife does not appreciate that name. Does not appreciate that name, but that's what I call him. All right, I think that's all that we need for now. This is probably more than what we need for now. Let's make sure this is. I feel like we can just delete this file now, altogether. And then what we need to do is this webhook event should be good, because yeah, these are the same types. These were events because they were actually events. And then the other thing that we noticed while we were in this, or at least I noticed, was in this one, there's this number. I don't know what. I don't know why the pull request number is on the outside and the inside. I'm going to just not serialize it for right now, because we can do that. Our struct doesn't have to have all the fields. So I'm just going to not serialize it because it's in the pull request struct. And this feels weird to me. Okay. Wait. Let me pull this over. Okay, so this has their entire API in it, not just their event structure. Let's do this. Open API. Wait. This isn't where the editor is. Where's the editor? One second. Editor. Uh, oh, that's right. It's still at Swagger. Oh my gosh, this file is so massive. Just gives me the little loading. We'll see if this doesn't crash. JSON into YAML. Okay, that's fine. What? Oh, this is only 216,000, not 2,000, 216,000 lines. This is I think it froze everything in Firefox. This page is slowing Firefox down. Firefox must be, well, it might be this that's just single threading it, because if you look at my CPU usage, it's not skyrocketing. So Firefox is limiting it, or it's only hitting one thread. It's not very well multi-threaded, I think. Or I mean, it could be Firefox limiting it. I don't know exactly how web browsers like restrict the resources, honestly. I know that they do their own sandboxing and stuff, so I assume that they do. This is unusable here, though. Maybe we give it a little bit and we'll come back. Maybe it will process. Because, like, I see my memory is still ticking up. So maybe it's still loading stuff into memory. I clicked to try our new editor. Maybe I should have done that before. Try our new editor. I've never actually tried this new one. Nazi. I'm going to try the same thing into here. Oh boy. This is why I have 61 gigs. Not for video editing. Swagger manipulation. I probably should have closed the other one. Oh, but it's... Look at this. It finally came alive. It finally loaded everything. That's what I was thinking it might do. All right. Now, this worries me. I think the new editor is actually better. One second. It's really small for you guys, isn't it? Let me make this. Let me embiggen this for you a little bit. There we go. All right. So... I think we just want events. I haven't gotten to events yet. Why is there nothing in merge queue? I don't like how this started expanded. I feel like the one thing that I like about this editor was that it started not expanded. Was there a button up here to collapse all? No, no. Oh, it hasn't loaded all of them. You know the one that I said was weird because it was empty? I bet you wasn't actually loaded yet. Okay, did I miss events? Or is it not? Okay, so this could be like on a repository. So let's see if there's a repos. Hmm. Are we sure that their webhook API is in here? This is like the events URL. Events URL. Oh no, I have 5,000 of these to go through. Let's search for something not events. I don't want to search through 5,000 of this garbage. It's in there somehow as I did a search. Okay. Okay, better search. Better search. Let's look for one of the structs that we actually know exists. Pull requests. So this is the weird thing is there is a pull request. You can get a pull request through the REST API and you can get it through the event. I don't know that they're the same structure. Like the structure that I get here and the structure that I get through the event, is it the same structure? I'm not sure. I'm guessing that it is, but this is where it might be. This is what I'm thinking it is, at least. Is there is no what is it called? There is no actual event thing. They're actually just all the structs that are peppered throughout all of this. That would be my assumption. Is that we could find every single one of these in here, but it's just a pull request structure. That would be my guess. That's not what we're looking for. Oh no, this is rough because this is just like the URL to the pull request, where we're looking for the struct that's coming on here. Okay, let's keep going. I'm only using 19. This is amazing. One second, I gotta. So V2 of the editor definitely does multi-threading better. So I think if we kill V1, which we can't, we'll go kill right now. Our single core performance, we won't have this one big one, I don't think. Maybe we still will. Okay, we still are, so. Oh wait, maybe I didn't kill the big one. My memory has recouped. Oh well. Oh well. That doesn't matter. Only 500 of these, so I need a better search. I mean, this one got us fewer. Users too generic. Let's see. We need something not so generic. Organization? I believe that it's in there. I'm just not sure how much time I'm gonna wait. Not waste. Spend. Dumpster diving. Organization. No, that was a worse one. That one's a worse one. Actually, let me do. You know what I haven't been doing is we know that this should be in quotes like this, which is actually going to filter down a lot of these that have it in parts of it because this is the whole one. Yeah. Okay. Okay. What was the one that we were doing before this? Pull request. Let's do pull request in the full quotes. There we go. There we go. Only 100 some. But what actually sucks about this is I have to know what it is before I can actually find it in their spec. Oh, okay. So here is wait. Here we go. This is add events, pull request. This is an example of what? Can we go to this location in here? On the old editor I could. How do I go to this? This. All right, so wait. I need to find this line. This over here. I thought I could just is there not a go-to file? It doesn't look like it, is there? I know you can go this way, where if you find it over on the right-hand side, it can show you where it is in the code. But I found it in the code. All right, well, we can just figure it out. Let's see. This is repos. So it's in repos. I had guessed that. Repos. And now we're looking for repos updated webhook. Okay. So maybe we can just do a webhook, not webhooks. All right. Here we go. So these are all things that we're going to have to integrate with to actually manage their webhooks, which is good. Wait. Why not just generate a Rust client and search the Rust in VS Code? Oh, you mean using the Octocat thing? Actually, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. We were already saying that we needed to import it, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. It was OctoCrab, not OctoCat. So let's import this sucker. Did we already put it in? Excuse me. We can get rid of this. Boom. Okay. Actually, what I wanted to do, let's see, let's go back to the repo. They have an example of how. So actually, I forget that I was thinking this last night before then I had a very long night. One thing that they have here is that they have a way to long pull instead of using the webhook. I don't think that this would scale very well, pull events. But we could do this initially and forget everything that I just did. Do we want to do this? Maybe we want. You know, now that I say this, I don't know why we wouldn't be doing this. So in the future, we need to we need to use the webhook, especially if we're running in any way, kind of like the Twitch alerts where we need to ingest multiple different companies. So I think that we'll probably do the same thing if we ever wanted to run this as a service, which I think would be fun. But for an individual company, this is just fine. So we should start with this 100%. But yeah, it is a little gross because basically you're writing a loop that long polls, and then when it is done, it just long polls again. Let's. That is really gross, though. That is what I don't like about it. Oh, this is the one that I was looking at. This one's better. So this pool events. Let's open both of these up. Um, this pool events is better than the pool repo events. I like better. Let's understand what they're doing here. So they're still just doing a response though. And they're tracking. So this is important because you could get a duplicate. Oh, let's try to do this in a function. Let's do that. This, we don't have AutoCAD RS anymore, so we can delete this whole file. Do we want to delete this whole file? I think we do. Yep, I think we do. All right, so we have GitHub client in the mod. We'll delete the event. Sounds good. All right, so this is our webhook handler. I want to leave this for now. Although, actually, like I said, I think we can just say webhooks eventually. So let's just delete webhooks for right now. It works. It's working well. We're just going to long pull for now. That's what I said at the start of the stream, is that we could just use this. I don't like this loop, but we can make a nice loop that does this. It long pulls over a specific repo. Does this pull over the repos of every org? Did I already delete? I did already delete our webhook. The webhook was nice because it was for an entire organization. Never go deleting stuff before you. All right. What's this one does? I think this does everything. So we'll do this one. We'll do this one. Does all the repos. This one is a specific repo. So I think we want to do this one. Let's see, Octo events. So let's do this one. All right. Let's go back here. We deleted webhook. It's already checked in, so if we want it back, we can get it back. Let's just do this in client. We're just going to make this a yeah, we're just gonna hard code it with some stuff here first. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it works. Actually, we're going to just copy and paste this whole thing right on over. All right, and oh. Okay, and then I think we can just yeah, we'll return an octo result. That's fine. Oh. Oh. I can also do that, Russell. Oh my gosh. I have another follower. Allie Bellmail. Allie Bellmail. That's what I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you Allie for short. Thanks for the follow. I don't have alerts. And the main reason I don't have alerts is we're working on creating our own, which is going to come later in the stream. I do have an alert creating machine. It doesn't work quite yet, but it's going to be awesome. So stick around for that. Russell, that is 100% not what I started to do, but I get what you're saying now, is to literally just generate a client from here. Do they generate Rust? Do they generate Rust? Hello? They do not generate Rust? OpenAPI spec is dead to me. It's dead to me. It's dead to me. Look at this. No Rust. They have Ruby, but not Rust. Dead to me. All right, I'm banning OpenAPI speak on this channel. It supports 3 different versions of Swift. Gosh dang it. You know what? I actually like Swift more than I think I should. Especially like Swift 4 and 5. It's actually a joy to write. They do memory management similar to Rust. It's all arc, basically, instead of having a arc type, which has its own foot guns. It's not perfectly memory. It's not perfect. But if you had to tell me to pick between Swift, Kotlin, Java, and C#, I'd probably pick Swift. Yeah, I still would pick Go and Rust over Swift, but I don't hate Swift. Um, all I'm telling you is it doesn't give me a drop down, dude. Now, look at this. This is different. So there's R in here. Still no Rust, but the old one has different ones. Still no Rust, though. I'm guessing there is a Rust generator. It's just not supported by the Swagger editor. I mean, am I just missing it? I keep getting hung up on Java and Kotlin. Do you need both? Give us Rust. Oh no, R is here. I just missed R. They have freaking R, but they don't have Rust. They have PHP. What? Why do they have OpenAPI? That doesn't even make sense. I have OpenAPI. All right, we're good. We're good. We're going down this path. We're going down this path. This is a beautiful path to go down. We have a hard-coded loop. Everybody loves hard-coded loops. Basically, our favorite thing. I think I missed a curly brace because there's one left over. There's one left over. All right. There we go. Now, I don't see scene. They're popping back. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure what they're doing with this. PHP will outlive every other web language. You guys are killing me. So basically, Allie, I got kind of sidetracked. I do get sidetracked quite easily. One of the things that our Twitch alerts are going to do is it makes a personal story for you, a personal icon for you, and displays that. It's all personal, heartfelt from me to you. Actually, it's an AI that generates all of that for you, but everybody's follow and subscribe messages will be unique to you. It uses your name, your Twitch name, and we're gonna use some other stuff to make it a little bit more fun. But yeah, it actually kind of works. It just doesn't have any web interface to actually display in OBS yet, so there's still some work to be done. But it's pretty fun. Pretty fun. So we'll get to that in just a little bit. We're gonna at least try to get this working. Okay, so what is it doing? It's creating an instance here. It's getting this response. It's waiting, and then it's looping again, but it doesn't do anything with it. So it's just printing that it's gotten a new event. Let's actually just try this. Now, I don't think that this is going to be as convenient to test as the webhook, because if you guys remember, we could actually go and resend the same webhook infinitely. I like their webhook API. But yeah. Let's see. GitHub null channel assembly line. Actually, I didn't need to go to assembly line. I don't think I'm going to leak anything. There we go. Oh, cone of silence. Cone of silence. I gotta run get my phone. I have a security key. I need to update it to use the security. I don't charge my phone at my desk. That way I can't be distracted by it. I still can be. I then have it on silent on the other side of my room. Uh, all right. So what I was going to show you is that this has a really nice thing here where I made this webhook and I could literally redeliver the webhook over and over and over and over again so that I didn't have to make a new event actually happen. Now we're going to have to make a new event actually happen. But since we're looking at the whole thing, I'm hoping like I tag something and that will be a new event. Something easy. Okay. So the other thing that I don't know here is how to log in. Since it's an open source project and thing, maybe I can get some events without actually being logged in. Like I could, there's a possibility that some events from the null channel are publicly accessible, but I feel like I should have to log in. So let's look that up. That's not actually what I meant to look up. I meant this. How do I log in? Okay, here we go. Oh, we're gonna have to do the whole handshake as a GitHub auth. I can't just give it my access key, can I? That kind of sucks. I was thinking I could just make it a personal token for myself. Um, they might not support that though. The form. Oh, here's the base. Okay, okay. We might be able to do this. Personal token. Sweet. We can do this. Now, the true trick will be is if I can do this without leaking it. That's the true trick of this. So we'll do app auth another time. Would you guys like to see app auth? It's a little bit of a pain to set up. I did it with Twitch the other day. But we can do that if you guys would like to see it. Otherwise, I can also do it when we're not streaming. We'll do personal token for right now. Let's do this. All right, so let's go create a personal token. I'm going to have to cone of silence all of you again. I'm just cone of silencing you guys for the whole thing because I don't know when when I pop out something secret. All right. One thing that I wanted to point out, something I berated GitHub for a long time, and I can show you guys this, was this. I complained for the longest of time, and they finally did do it. It used to be that you had to make a a a token that just had all of your permissions. You couldn't give it fine-grained access, which meant if you wanted to have a token that allowed just read, you couldn't. And it had a lot of problems. And they finally have introduced these fine-grained personal access tokens. Absolutely love them. Yeah, you can generate a new one of these. And when you go through here, not only do you get to set the expiration, you also get to set the permissions. So like, yeah, can it block a user, read only or read or write? So anyways, it's good. It's not the best fine grain. But yeah. Anyways, back to Cone of Silence. I can show you this page. So this was the original. So the original did let you have scopes, but the problem is that this scope gave you both read and write. So there was very little fine grain. Did you have access to workflow? If you did, you had full access. Yes, you could say, well, it doesn't have org admin. And I guess it did have read and write on the org, which is funny. But unless if it had read or write, this was read and write. You couldn't give it just read. So where this came to is there was a lot of times when I wanted something to have read status on a repo. So think of GitOps. I don't actually want Argo CD messing with my repo, and I don't want its key, and this goes into the layer in defense. I don't want its key to actually have permission either, just in case somebody gets their dirty hands on it. Again, the classic tokens didn't have that ability. Just doing some settings. Sorry, I can't talk and think at the same time. Ooh, ooh. There's my key. All right. There's my key. Let me put that somewhere safe. Let me put that absolutely not safe on this computer, but I'm gonna put it somewhere safe. So let me do that really quickly. I know this is the boring part. So what I generally do here, how I deal with this on stream, is I put them in these files here, and then I can just source them, and then they're in my path. And they don't print out. I don't echo them out. So I can do that. That's how I do them on stream. Do you guys have a better way? I don't know that that's necessarily great because I do then store them in plain text on my encrypted hard drive. But I also rotate all the keys that I use here. I set the expiration for 2 weeks. So I also try to do that. All right. All right. So now we need to use their auth. How do we do their auth? I just leaked the key. Back to cone of silence. Back to cone of silence. I didn't close this window. All right. Revoke. Delete. Delete this token. Shame on you guys. All right. It's deleted. I revoked it. Oh, it's 7 days. It only lasts 7 days anyways. Actually, I'm going to make this one last 30 days. I don't want to keep redoing this, but it's going to be 30 days. All right, got my new token. Going to update my file again. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to go close that window. And then we're going to talk about, okay, oh, wait, I almost deleted the token. Okay, close that window. There we go. All right, well, I can show my screen again. I'll try to stop leaking keys. All right. So now we need to see an example of how to log in. Do they have an auth? We're going to try the app authorization is going to be different than what we do. Let's see. var GitHub token. Perfect. This is exactly what I used. Beautiful. We can actually add this to... Have we added... I don't know that we have. One second. Let me look at my cargo file. All right. We haven't added anything for command lines. We probably should start doing that shortly. Instead of just doing this. So in our Twitch, which we're going to go to very soon, in our Twitch, we actually do that. Oh, and we don't have webhook anymore. We can delete that stuff. We'll delete the webhook. We don't have a webhook anymore. Although actually we will have GitHub. Just won't be webhook. Let's go back to this in our client. We have our pull events, so we will be doing that. We're just going to do this in here for right now. I know this is wrong, but we're just experimenting. Okay, so our token is that. Beautiful. Octocrab builder personal. Okay, so then we have to do this. We have to do this. Now, instead of this instance, what do we do? What do we do? Does this Octocrab have an instance call? Let O equal Octocrab dot inst. I think it does. Okay, I think it does. Okay. So basically, we just do this, I think. We'll see if that works. All right. This should work. I need to actually source this since it has a new token. How would you guys deal with tokens and streaming other than leaking them? Is there a better way? I feel like there is a better way that I'm just not doing, but all right, so now we just want to do this pool events. We need to mod client, and then we're going to not do this. We're going to do client pull events, and then we're just going to do pull events. Pull events. Done, done, done. We don't need this. Beautiful. Right. All right. So this should freeze this here. It's not going to go on because it's a loop. To do this for real, we should set up our own. We could probably do something on Tokyo. Just put it on there. Make our own future and slap it on there. Not sure. This is actually one of the reasons I didn't like this when I looked at it. If you're looking at this, let's see. Yeah, we'll just import that as Octocrab. Oh no! Oh no! It doesn't have a. Actually, wait. Maybe Octocrab is the instance. One second. Let's do this. Instance. What does this give us? What does instance give us? It gives us an arc around an Octocrab, which is what we need for in here. So all we need to do is slap an arc around this, right? I think. Let's try that. Arc has a new, right? I think you can just do this. You might not be able to. We'll see. Yeah, Arc has new. Okay. So this now gives this the same thing. We'll just delete this so it's Octo. We'll delete this instance. Boom. We'll see if that works. All right. It has another error. Oh, I didn't finish that. We'll delete all the webhook stuff. We're not doing webhook for right now. Webhook is the way to go in the future for ingesting a lot of data, but not today. Not today. We're trying to keep this easy. I need you guys to chat a little bit more because the last message that I keep seeing as I look over there is PHP will outlive every other web language, and it's killing me. I think I would prefer to become a full-time JavaScript developer than to use PHP. Although PHP 8 came, I didn't know that they were still developing new iterations of PHP. Each iteration looks more like C# in my mind, but maybe that's just me. Or maybe it looks more like JavaScript, actually, which looks kind of like TypeScript, which looks kind of like C#. I guess that's why it always like it iterates to C#. I don't know. These languages have broken me. All right, I think we're good. I think we can just run this now, right? Let's CD into it. CD code assembly line. Cargo bill. That's not really what I meant to do. I needed to run and then I needed to pick server, but we'll go with this. How many warnings? You know what? Only 4 warnings. Not so bad. Not so bad for the server. I thought I had more warnings than that because I've just kind of been typing. Cargo run server. I'm sorry. I feel like I shouldn't have to do bin server, but you do have to do that. So that's working. Russell, you took that way out of context. You took that way out of context. I said I would prefer to be a full-time JavaScript developer than to have PHP be the only language for the web. That is not what I said. Okay, this is weird. There shouldn't be this many events. Is this going through all the events that have happened on my org over the last year? Like, is this pulling because nothing is happening on my org unless if Russell built a something to spam me. I regret giving you access. You would do that too, wouldn't you? Something just to make garbage data to watch me sweat on stream. There shouldn't be this many. Like, when we have the webhooks going. Is this. Oh, is this every event for GitHub that I have access to? Good call. Good call. Maybe. That's a solid maybe. That's a solid maybe. Okay, so let's see if we can't limit this somehow. Let's see if we can't events. Forget the E tag. I need to. I don't want events on everything. Let's look at how they limit it to a repository. So they did limit it to a repository. Let's see. Events, pull repo events. I wanted it to be per org, but we can look at this. Repos, events. So I wonder if there's let's look at this. I hope that there's like okay, one, let's delete this. This was garbage. Whoever suggested this, just garbage. Because they don't support Rust. Open API. You're dead. Dead to me. All right. I love Open API. Just for the record. Yet again, you're falsely. Have you ever thought about why people choose to accuse you? Maybe you could look at that and stop forcing me to play Wordle on stream sometimes. Maybe you could think about that. Okay. So repos. So instead of just going to events here, we're going to comment that out. We're going to say octo dot. Let's see if they have. I think you're right though that it's all of GitHub that I have access to, which is a lot of open source repos, like all of Kubernetes, all of. It's a lot. I have access to that. That's not meant to be a brag. My apologies. I just have access to a lot. Okay, so what were we thinking? Orgs. Okay, I need to look at how they're doing this org stuff. I'm just part of a lot of organizations. That's all I was saying. There's no org example. Let's just try it. Let's just give it a try. Orgs requires oh, is it just a string? So we can just do like maybe null labs. Not null labs, null channel. That is correct, right? Is this all we do? All right, now can we just do events on top of this? Can we? No. This is an org handler. Okay, so all these things built. It was a builder pattern currying. We were currying with these. For all of you that didn't know that. Yes, you are correct. You were expected to behave mischievously there. I think you're just so good at it. I think you're just so good at it. Okay, so this is not providing like the builder. This is providing no currying is happening here. So if you look here, this returns an events builder. Does events have an org? Oh, maybe we just set it for all of Octo. So maybe we can just do like octo.orgs creates a org handler for the specified org that allows you to access. Maybe org is not what we're looking for here. I was thinking it was because if you look here, this is what they're doing here is they're doing repos before events. Octo.repos. And then they can do events on that. But if you do org here, we'll just do that. This is giving a org handler. Let's actually let's dig into this. So this is like just for an org. It's not filtering the thing. This is like an API for the org. We don't want this. So here's the repo, which builds a repo handler. I feel like org handler is the right thing. It just doesn't have. Let's see if there's a different workflows, events, gifts, rate limit. So let org equal this. Let's see what org has. Org dot. Yeah, this is like adding or creating membership. Create a webhook, which is something we'd like to use. What's get do? Wait, what is get getting? This is just a response, but does it have? I don't think so. So I think the solution here is you just are an app that only has access to the right organizations. And then you can only listen to those organizations because right now it's just getting confused because it has access to mine. You went to play Wordle, what happened? So it looks like how long did it take you to beat it? How many tries? I'm really terrible at Wordle. I'm really bad at spelling in English. I just for reasons had to take a IQ test, which is horrifying in its own self. Um and and one of the results was like, "Wow, you scored really high in everything but your reading comprehension." And I was like, "Well, or your reading speed." They're like, "You're really accurate but slow." And I was like, "Well, that's generally what dyslexia does to an individual. Like I read really slow." Nailed everything else though. I think it was 4. That's amazing. Um Mine's like 40 tries. I fail like 40 times. Um, okay, so what I found is that I don't think they have a way. Oh wait, yeah. See on org here, they have things like list repos, but they don't have events. I can create a webhook. I can't do events on an org though. I can check somebody's membership, add membership. I can create the webhook and then listen to the webhook. Otherwise, I can just look at specific repos. So for now, we can just do repo, not on events. We do repo on Octo. And then we'll do the no. And we'll do... And this should be just events on hours. So we can run this. We shouldn't get a bunch of garbage. And then we'll go make a... Okay, this is... Oh, wait, it's not moving. So does this gets all the events ever? Interesting though. What's kind of weird here is that it's well, actually, let's look at the code. Oh, see, this event.created at isn't posting back in time, right? This created at is right now for all of them. Oh wait, no, it's not. Sorry, I'm reading this wrong. This is 313. This is 312. This is 225. Oh, so they're in inverse order too. That's horrifying. 215 is when we created assembly line. Okay, so the reason I thought that they were all the same date is I looked up here and thought that we would get the oldest events first and go chronologically through time, but we got the newest events first and went backwards through time. But now if I have a new event, will it be chronological now? Let's actually make a new event now. Let's go. Let's do this. All right, we can't just do anything on the null channel. I am open sourcing my animations. They're horrible right now, but I'm working really hard on those. Let's tag this. That should be adding a label. I'll just add an assignee. Boom. Reviewer. Let's see it. Nope. Same push event. Okay, let's close this PR. Yep, okay. So we're not getting all events. Now that could be because of the access token I put. I didn't look through all of the things there. So maybe project management, like reviewers, was not on that. That could be on me. Okay. We're getting events. But at this point, it's per thing. Now, I think, honestly, we can add this. We can extend Octo to do this. Because it looks really easy what they're doing here. If you go here and look at this, or the more importantly, the orgs portion of it, like this is just calling a post on Crab. So I think we just need to find the right one to be watching, and it will be easy enough. And maybe we can just make a open source PR. Maybe we do that next week. Make an open source PR to Octocrab, see if they accept it, to add watch events for an org. Actually, that's assuming that orgs have events. Maybe they don't. I'm going to do something horrifying again. Wait. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Push front. What are you saying? You might be right. Let's see. Well, no, it should work correctly. As you see now, we're getting the newest ones at the end. The thing is, this API actually gets all events ever. It's not watching for new events. There's no way for it to do that, like a webhook. Which is another reason we probably have to go with the webhook. Because we can't we don't want all events ever. And because we would have to be storing these in a database. Like right now we're just doing this in memory with the etag. But you're right. We could change this up to reorder them. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because this is where we print it. We're not printing it out of the list. You're right on how we store it, but this is just how we're storing it to tell whether we've seen the event before. But I don't think that this is going to be a tenable solution. Even if we got repos to work, we have to use the webhook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undelete my delete of the webhook. We're going to use Octo to create the webhook. So it just needs permission to create webhooks, so that it can like set them up and put the right location in. Although we don't need that right now, but we still have to go back to using the webhook. Now that is where okay. Actually, what was I doing with this here? Oh, I wanted to see if there was events on the thing. So let's go to Swagger Editor. And then let's open up their new one. They have a new one. Try our new editor. We like the new editor better. This will take it a little while. So while that is working on it, then we're gonna go work on the Twitch alerts. What were we gonna say? What was I saying? Oh, I don't think that this is gonna work no matter what, because again, this could be somebody could want to use this on one that has thousands, and we don't want to store that in memory, and we probably don't want to store. Or do we? Do we? Maybe the answer is that we want to store every single event that has ever happened in data, in a database in the back end. That feels not right to me. I don't know. We'll have to look. Let's we can look on here, see if events has anything for that. We have the pagination, send the actual request. It does not look like this, like Octocrab has a way to do it. But that doesn't mean that there doesn't actually have a way. That's why I opened this up to start digging through this. So what I wanted to do is first check orgs, see if orgs have an event, because if they do, then but then we can also check. What was that? That was repo. That was repo. OIDC. Orgs. Okay, so let's see. Org, personal access token. Let's see. We want get an organization. Hooks. So this is creating the web hooks, which Octocrab does have. Good. Installation invitations, members. Don't care. Security managers, don't care. Maybe orgs don't have events. It's weird because you can set a webhook on an organization to get all events from the organization. So that's weird. That's weird. I find this to be weird. Highly weird. Uh-oh, going to it in the file crashed it. This is a 290,000 line Swagger file? Yeah, not 2,000, 290,000. Basically 300,000 lines of Swagger. So I'm actually kind of impressed that it has the performance that it does. All right, so let's then check what you're saying, events since X. So we can go to repos. Again, OctoCrab does not support that. I did kind of freeze this though. So we're going to come back in a little bit to that. But yeah, it just means that OctoCrab hasn't necessarily implemented it. They're working. They're doing hard work. So so far it's looked pretty good. But I think we can use OctoCrab to set up the event hooks. The other thing that we can take okay, so this has come back to us now. So let's maybe it's not fully come back to us. We can't collapse but projects, pulls, repos. Here we go. Okay, so let's see. Repo, auto links, branches. Where's the event? Comments. Events. Here we go. Well, no, environments. Wait. Repos, owner, repo, events. That's what the OctoCrab is hitting, right? OctoCrab here. Let's see. Yeah, it's owner, repo, events. Let me here's send. So it's repo, owner, repo, events. Repo, owner, repo, event. Do they not have any events? Is half of their API undocumented? Hey, Flower Boy, it's good to see you. Oh, I'm sorry it's too early. It's good to see you though. I haven't seen you for a while. I know my streams during the week were a little dodgy because we had a cat in the hospital. And then I had some problems with medical equipment for my son, and it was a fun week. But very tiring. Okay, so I don't know that this is a complete Swagger generation where it goes out of alphabetical order. This is only in alphabetical order. We're not gonna find events. Yeah. Shoot. It feels like it's a. Which then brings into question of whether events exist on the org as well, because we looked through org and they didn't have events, but that doesn't mean they don't exist if their API isn't documented well. Am I missing something? Oh, interesting. Interesting here. Here's something that's interesting here. This is not organized like I would organize it. Okay? I don't actually like this, to be honest. pools should start with pools, not repos. But I get why they're organizing it like this. And they have a really big API. So maybe I do like this. I haven't thought about this. But that means that events could be spread out. Is that the only events? So I was thinking that all repo stuff was under repos. But it's not. Repo is spread out through everything. I really don't like this because now it makes it difficult for me to know where events might be. You know, I would have expected organization/events to be all in organization, but that's not necessarily true. So let's collapse these since we've gotten collapsibility. I have to think about it because again, before you make a judgment like that, you have to actually know their API, and they have a fairly large API. So it might be the best way to do it. Where else would we have events? They don't have an event activity. List public events. Okay. List public events for a network of repositories. What does this mean? This is interesting. So this is just for a repo, though. This is just for a repo. It's not going to get everything for a owner. Okay. I don't know why it's under networks though. One second. This doesn't. The wording of this makes me interesting. Do they not have? Oh, here's the documentation for it. List public events for a network of repositories. The S on the end of this, I know I'm being pedantic here, is what making me list public events for a network of repositories. But then it asks for a specific repository. So what network are they? Because they're asking for the owner, and so like this would be null channel / assembly line. And it's saying that it will give you events for a network of repositories, but I don't understand what that okay, so repo, they're looking at the hello. One second. Let's see. Owner repo events. This I don't understand. This doesn't match up with what you give it. We might have to play around with that one. Let's see if there's any other ones that look interesting. Org has events. It's in activity. It's in activity, but org has events. Okay, so we can do this. We can do this. Now, what we need to decide before next week, join the Discord if you want to vote, is do we want to pull for events and have to keep an entire list of past events in a database, or do we just want to set up a webhook? I don't know that we can do it the other way. I don't know, because if every single time the server starts, it gets all the old events, we're going to have to store those in a persistent store to make sure that that also then makes, yeah, that adds some issues. So I'm not sure that we want to do that, but we can. The thing is, we absolutely can. It's here. It's live. It's and we can make a pull request to OctoCrab. I think we make the pull request to OctoCrab no matter what, because it would be fun to support an open source project that we actually know the code well enough to do one of these things. Maybe they don't want it, and if that's the case, that's fine. They don't have to accept it, but we can do it. Okay. But I don't think that we need it anymore, because this gets all of the events. Let's actually go this way. Events. Let's see if there's a since time, but it doesn't look like it. That's what you had originally asked, Russell, was um if there was a way to say since so and so. And the answer is the organization name per page, the number of results per page. Maybe we could, if they have an API, to get the latest page. We could maybe do something fancy with that, but I think that we're starting to get into the fancy. Okay, so what I'm going to do for next stream is I'm going to read these. We're going to talk about it. We're going to switch over to the Twitch alerts. But what we're going to do for next Saturday is we're going to investigate some of this. I think, I'm thinking. Well, we'll have to understand their alerts a little bit. But I'm going to put this in the chat just in case any of you want to join me. Be a part of the project. Let me know what you think we should do. My thought right now is that we use OctoCrab to create a webhook to then listen to the events in the webhook. But the only thing that I can think of, is there any reason that assembly line would need to know the entire history of events? I think it's plausible that we might want to be able to go get a specific event. Like if you're searching through your history and you want to go get this event and see exactly what was going on, that seems plausible to me. But keeping a history, GitHub already does that, so we probably shouldn't keep that data. That's my thought. But it could be a bad thought. So I would prefer not to do that. So I think we're going to go back to the webhook. For today, I'm going to create a pull request with everything that I have, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-add in the webhook, and then I'm going to make a pull request. I don't think I'm going to try to get it merged. You're more than welcome to look at it. It's pretty garbage at this point. I want to get it to a place where we have this merged. So maybe next Saturday we can get it merged. We'll see though. We'll see. Okay. Let's do Twitch alerts. But before we do Twitch alerts, let's take a little break. I'm going to run up, start another cup of coffee. There's going to be a 5-minute break. I don't have music. I don't have anything exciting to see. I hope that you stick around through the 5-minute break. I need to get up, stretch my legs. You should get up, stretch your legs. And we should come back here in 5 minutes. I need a be right back screen. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. I have a be right back screen. Yes, I do. Hand drawing is horrible, but look at that. We're just going to put that cleanly right there. Beautiful. All right. I'm going to see you all in like 5-10 minutes. Make yourself a cup of coffee. And thanks for sticking around so long. You guys are awesome. Absolutely appreciate you all. All right, guess who's back? Oh, wow. Kim Pangasa. Kim Pangasa. That's what I'm going to call you. Thanks for the follow. You know what we're working on? You know what we're working on right here? We're working on a way to give the most amazing Twitch alerts to people like you, Kim Pangasa. Okay. What you are saying is interesting, Russell, if you're still on. Sorry, I had to go get some coffee. I haven't gotten a chance to read over all of the docs. Um, so one of the things that I'm thinking of. Oh, so the other thing that I was thinking of is this e tag. Honestly, all we would have to do. So sorry, I was making coffee. I needed to make coffee, run, make sure the kids were all okay, and stretch my legs a little. I've been meaning to do that when I do the longer streams. Is like every 2 hours I need to get up and move a little. But what I think all we have to do is this e tag, because when we send the e tag, it's only newer events from that e tag. So I think that's all we have to do is store the last event's e tag, and we'll get all events after that. So I think what we can do next week is make a pull request to Octocrab supporting events on an organization level, and we're good. So I think that's what we'll try. Now, maybe Octocrab doesn't want us to support events on a repo. And don't get me wrong, like I like the idea. I like the idea of having the webhooks. Like I said, I think there's a lot of reasons why you might like this, especially when we're talking about this type of thing where you can have a consumer, so like more of a as assembly line as a service. I think this makes a ton of sense right here for the e tags, or for the webhook. But I think as a individual server, it's way overkill. Um, so maybe we can support operating on both. So, anyways, we'll try to get an open source pull request open to Octocrab. Can't hurt. If they don't, we'll fork them. We'll just fork them. That's what we'll do. All right, let's do Twitch alerts. Let's do Twitch alerts. Maybe actually what I'll try to do is on Tuesday, try to get that pull request to support events on an organization, and then that way maybe Saturday we can actually use it. We'll see. All right, let's close this out. Actually, we'll just open recent. Let's see, Twitch alerts. All right. So I just started to split this apart. So basically, what we came across is this. We want it to run like this. 7. We want it to run like this and like this. And I think I'm gonna maybe make some blog articles on this because I don't see this very often. And so I'm actually excited to do this because this is what I've told people, that you can make a service in such a way that it can be easily broken apart. And like literally, I want to make this service where it is both together and broken apart at the same time. I've actually theorized that you could do stuff with this, like with Go modules, and now we're going to try to do it with basically workspaces, cargo workspaces. Um, it's actually where it came from with Go is I really hate that people put their API. So when they make an operator, they put their spec in the same Go module as the rest of it. So you have to import all of their code to get their spec, when they could just put their spec in a separate workspace, and thus in its own module, so you can just import that, which would be far better in my opinion. All right, so this is what we're doing. This is why it's broken right now. Is I just made all of the different things. So we have an AI manager. Let's look at this. We have a consumer, a Twitch consumer, which we have here, which is this Twitch listener. It's just consuming events from Twitch. That's all it's meant to do, is consume events from Twitch and produce them to something that is going to do something with them. So, in here, that's this, it's going to produce it to Kafka. So we need to have an interface here. We'll just put a big I. And on here, instead of having it on as a Twitch, so maybe we'll draw a diagram over here. So we have our Twitch consumer. Down here, let's make this a little bit longer. Let's get those rounded corners back. I like those rounded corners. How did I get rid of the rounded corners? There we go. Rounded corner. All right, so we have our Twitch consumer, and basically this interface up here, which we should delete from here, goes like this. There's two things. So this is our interface here. Our trait. We are talking about Rust, so I'm sorry. We'll just leave it as a big old T there. And then up here we have our Twitch, Kafka producer, and then down here, we'll just do. I said subflow, or sublow, which was sub or follower consumer. And I think all we have to do here is make our sublow have the same interface. I think that's all we have to do. So basically, it either hits this or it goes straight to here. As long as this has the same trait, that should work. And I'm going to use a buzzword here. This should get the followers. We're going to use dependency injection on this consumer, Twitch consumer, so it gets which one that it wants, or should have. Yep. We can then even mock this out. How awesome are we? We're doing all the keywords, buzzwords. You know what? Since we know exactly what we're going to do now, we'll also do test-driven development, because we should be able to write the test for this before we write a single line of code. Not a single line of code. That's right. We'll write tests before anything else. No traits, nothing. All right. Before I get more people mad at me, let's look at here. Okay. So that's what we're going to do today, is this Twitch consumer to either a Kafka producer or sublow. So we're just going to do this part, the sublow. This is the thing that processes the subscriber and follower. Which I think we can stop following events here. I think how I had done this is this processor is the AI manager. In theory, we could have other processors as well. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't call it sublow over here. And the reason I don't call it sublow is because it could be more than just a subscriber or a follower. That's the idea. Right now, we're just doing subscribers and followers. Okay. Now, this is going to have a database, which is what we have here. We kind of hacked this around a little bit. Right now, it's in the Twitch listener, which is wrong. I actually think that this needs to be in like. Basically, we need a workspace to combine them all, or a project. So basically, we're gonna need 2 additional ones here. So let's do that. CD Twitch alerts. Wait, why does it? Oh, we're in like a subfolder. 1 second. That's. Oh, I remember why this happened. This is a little weird. Let's talk about it. Because this is how the code has to be because of what we're doing. Because this is a a thing, a workspace. What happened is there's actually the Twitch API, which I had to clone the code because if you weren't here for that, it's not the Twitch API stuff, and they've done a lot of great work. Again, not hating on them or anything. It's less rough than the project I'm doing. I have to use it directly. So if you look in here for like the cargo, I actually reference it directly. It used to be that it was inside the project, but it can't be inside the project anymore because I'm using these workspaces, and a workspace is going to complain if it finds a project root that's not part of the workspace. There's no way to tell it to ignore it because that's what I wanted to do. At least there's no way that I know of to ignore it because I just wanted to ignore the Twitch API. So if you look here, oh man, yeah, this. If you look here, we in the base of the project we have the clone version of the Twitch API, and then this is our project of Twitch alerts because we haven't named it yet. So yeah, so basically you just want to not touch Twitch alerts or Twitch API. Although it is checked in alongside of our code as a submodule. Not optimal. I hope to get away from this in the future. So as soon as it's stable enough for us just to include it, I will do that. All right. Now, so here we're going to cargo add. What are we going to call this? We're going to call this single app. Oh, sorry. I googled this. All right. I googled this. I guess I fail at googling. There is an exclude. That's literally what I wanted. That's beautiful. Okay. Well, let's fix this. Let's fix this because it's giving me pain. We're going to open the Twitch alerts, which has the 2. And then we're going to add the Twitch API. And the one thing is the Twitch API is really only for this Twitch listener. So I wanted it to just stay localized to this. because yeah. And then we can get all of this and put that in the main. Move all of that. Do you want to replace it? Yes. Okay. So it doesn't like that. Wait, what is this? I'm going to delete Twitch alerts. I don't know what project that was. Yeah, let's move that to trash. All right, now we can move everything out of here into there. And now Twitch alerts can go away altogether. Now we need to update this cargo because it's not here. It's here. And here. We're not quite perfect yet, but we're getting there, one step closer. Another problem that we have is we deleted Twitch alerts. That's not part of the project anymore. All right. Looking good. Looking good. All right. Cargo check failed to start. Failed to run the following command. Okay, it's still not liking this. Wait, did I screw this up? Twitch API. Twitch API is right there in line, so that's correct. Let's see. Home merit code, Twitch alerts, cargo. That's right. Twitch alerts cargo doesn't exist anymore. Where is that coming from? Which file? Uh-oh. Was that from this one? I removed Twitch alert from that. That file doesn't exist anymore. You are completely correct. Now it should be complaining about the interior members, which then we'll exclude like this. Exclude. Thank you, Copilot, for excluding the things I just included. That was not at all what I wanted to do. This should be Twitch listener / not target, Twitch API. And this one should be the exact same. And what? OAuth 2? Twitch OAuth 2? Yeah, those. That should be our exclude, I think. You DuckDuckGo'd it. You win. You win. Okay, what is it? I don't know why it's still complaining about this. There is no more second Twitch alert. Let's see if maybe my cargo here. Oh, you know what? This might have referenced the AI manager now. Yeah. Let's look for Twitch alerts. Like do a whole search. Let's open these server logs and oh, you know what? Maybe we're at the top of the file. Oh, okay. Oh. All right, maybe this is a red herring. Let's look up here. Yeah, I mean, failed to read cargo metadata from cargo toml file. Twitch alerts / Twitch. Of course, it doesn't exist. But I removed you from the members. It doesn't exist. It's right. Why is it trying to read from this file? Where is it trying to oh, wait. Yeah, where is it looking for this Twitch alerts subfolder? Which cargo? It says it's in the Twitch API cargo, but I deleted the Twitch API cargo. There is no Twitch API cargo. This doesn't exist. Okay, we're getting there. Yep, doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. What file has a reference to this? I don't see it in a search at all. The Twitch listener here doesn't have it. Maybe that's a good point, is just to run a clean. I deleted this out from underneath the terminal. So it was in deleted. Okay, so multiple let's see. Okay. I missed a few. I did Twitch listener and Twitch API. Why is that not excluding? Why are you not excluding? Twitch listener, I should be able to do their relative path, right? This one should be Twitch API. That one should be excluded. Let's do this one, though. Why is it this one? That's the root project. That's the workspace. Let's just try clean again. Do we have to? I don't think we should, but do we have to give this a relative path for the exclude? 1 second. Let me look at that documentation again. Do I have to do the absolute path? I mean, here I don't. I mean, I gave a relative path here. That didn't work. So it looks like I can't clean. Right, which would be then in the Twitch listener, which is how it's getting added. If we look here in the cargo, this is the project root. This is where we're doing the build. Cargo toml. This is where the exclude and everything is happening. I guess I don't have a new line. There we go. I don't. This is what I could never get past. I could never get it to be okay with the fact that these were embedded in one of the projects. Do I have to put this 1 second? Do I need to do this in here? In this cargo? In the Twitch listener cargo? I don't know. I can. It's not a workspace, but I can throw that in there, and then we can, delete this. That was not the most effective way of deleting all of that. That doesn't seem to have helped anything. Let me see if I can't find another example. Cargo workspace exclude examples. Doesn't appear as though the workspace.exclude key works for paths that are nested under a path, including the workspace members. Oh. Oh, and this is open. But this actually is fine. This is actually fine because we can handle this a different way then. Because what we'll do is we'll put Twitch API here in the main root. And then at least we don't have this like two different folder structures and you just ignore one. We put this in the main root and then we just ignore it here. And now we can clean. There we go. Wait. Oh, okay. This is expected because we got to update the paths here now. This will be one back. This will be one back. All right. There we go. Now we're cooking on all cylinders. I don't think that this is as optimal because, again, this is only for the Twitch listener, but it seems to be a bug. Oh. As a workaround in inner, you can exclude an empty workspace table and it will work. Okay, maybe I do that. That sounds better. Okay, let's try this. All right, I take the Twitch API, put it back in Twitch Listener, move that, go back to the cargo, update these again to be just relative paths here, and then we put in an empty, that's what they were saying, just an empty members, just an empty workspace table. That seems wonky, but we'll do this. I think that's what they said to do. Let's just clean that. Okay, maybe we need to now do the exclude here. We're just going to throw the exclude in under the workspace. Also, I might have put this workspace in another place here. Let me fix that. This might be very wrong on many levels. Why are you not working? I copied. Okay, copy you. Now, let's move this all on its own down here. So it's not accidentally in the middle of something. Oh, they did say empty. Maybe we just put an empty workspace. Is that what they wanted? No. Let's read more. Well, no, they were saying, okay, they said here, as a workaround, in inner, you can include an empty workspace table and it will work. So by inner, he was saying, this is the steps: create a nested package structure, outer, middle, inner. Oh, I think he's saying in the Twitch API code. As a workaround, in inner, so the inner thing, which is a Twitch API, you can include an empty workspace table and it will work. It was probably just me. I thought I was doing what they were saying, but I'm in middle, and they were saying inner. So that was definitely my bad. So let's go to the inner Twitch API and go to that cargo. Oh, well, that sucks. I hate this project. Okay, I'm going back to what I did originally. Twitch API is going to live out here as a first class citizen. And then we're going to update our Twitch listener cargo to reference the right path. Just like that. And then we're going to ignore it out here, like we already do. Beautiful. That works. I think we couldn't do what they were doing because our inner project already has a cargo workspace and can't be empty. I don't know. It wasn't working for whatever reason. Was I misunderstanding it? 100% I could have misunderstood it. What they were saying. Says it's open, but this guy said he closed it for this. That's fantastic. Make workspace member inclusion exclusion more useful, consistent, and intuitive. And it's still open. Okay. It's only been open for a few months now. November of last year. I'm going to heart that. I'm hearting that. Hi, Rustin. Hi, Rustin. All right. All right. Let's move on then. We have a solution that is better than what I originally had. So, no need to mess around anymore. And I mean, honestly, the real problem is that I'm pulling this code in anyways. Hopefully, when they get a little bit more stable, I won't have to do that. There's two problems right now. One, it just won't compile. They don't have the release. They don't have the code on Cargo, so they have like the really old code from like 3 years ago, and that's the only thing on crates. That's problem one. Problem two is the API is changing like daily. I didn't want to have to deal with that all the time. It's working for what I'm working with. Obviously, when it's a little bit more stable, I'll do the pain of updating to it. That's just something I'm gonna have to do. But I didn't want to do that every single stream. And yeah, problem three just wasn't compiling, so I had to pull it down. So yeah, it's inconvenient for what I'm doing right now, but that's fine. Okay, so we need a new project. Uh, um, I was gonna call this single app. Is that the right thing? Single app. We'll say that this is. Wait, compiling this new packaging may not work due to, yeah, it's not added into the workspace. That's fine. Cargo init, microservices. Uh, no, we'll do event app. So basically, this is how I'm going to build the two things. I want them to build differently depending on which one. Although, honestly, the event app is just not compiling them together. So I actually don't think I need the multi one. Sorry, I'm coming up with this on as we go. I've never done this, especially with Rust. So when we go with this one, we just build each component individually. We only need a single app for when we want to build them all together as a single app. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. So that's building for a single app. What else did we need here? I felt like there was. We need a thing to handle all these interfaces. And so what I'm going to call that is, I know, bite me, cargo init common. I know, code smell. A lot of people will argue that common or utils, I feel like they make sense sometimes. I think that they're abused. And absolutely. But basically, I want my traits to go here. And they can't exist in one of the other projects because those projects need to build independently. So, no. Look, Copilot. I have it in the exclude. All right, we need to fix this too. This should be underscore. We're going to fix this, rename that to underscore. Or is there another easy way? I'm not sure. I haven't quite gotten there. That's some of what I'm working out. But the general idea is that when you build it for this, it includes everything together. So basically, since this has the same interface as the Kafka producer, all it does is compiles it together. In the other way, this Kafka producer is compiled into Twitch. So these two things are compiled together because it produces a Kafka message. When it's compiled as a single application, this and this are compiled together. That's my thought currently. Now, when this is compiled separately, it gets a Kafka consumer. So it just consumes the exact same message that Kafka would produce, and passes it on. That's my current thinking. I don't know if that's going to end in flames or in a glorious Medium article that I like to make fun of. Like, there's actually some good Medium articles. Unfortunately, there's a ton of bad Medium articles because anybody can write a Medium article. And so generally I don't write Medium articles because if I'm going to spend all the time, it's going to be good. But then I feel like I'm kind of tainted by the fact that there's a swamp of them. Anyways, does that make sense though? Like, basically we're going to have a consumer and a producer, and if does this just get compiled to talk directly to this, or does it produce to the Kafka producer? And then do we have a Kafka consumer that actually, this isn't quite perfect here. Let's update this. This is going to have a Kafka consumer in here. Uh, I have actually not used Substack. So if we make an article out of this, if we like really like it, like part of this is an experiment, and if we really like it, I'd like to make a really nice article. And so then I would love to know what your guys' experience are, where you like to read. I do like reading from Substack. Um, so maybe that would be a better place to put it. So then we'll have this Kafka consumer that this jumps into. Okay, this got all funky. And this basically actually these are compiled like this. I think this is actually, they're actually compiled as part of the project. Um, so instead of these arrows in this are going to be network, and so basically these are compiled together. In the other alternate dimension, we don't do this. We actually compile these together, because basically the message that this produces is the message that this will give to the subflow consumer processor. And so in the alternate reality, these just get connected together. Does that make sense? I think that will work. I could be very wrong. I have never done this. So basically, this will take the message that this makes, wrap it up, put it in a Kafka topic. This will take that topic, unwrap it, and give the raw whatever Twitch thing was coming through to the subflow. I mean, compiled together, because there's going to be this interface. So type T, trait T is going to be here. This interface is whoa, that's horrifying. 1 second. We're going to make that smaller. Uh, why is it giving me font family, not line size? Stroke width, much smaller. Thank you. All right. So this is going to be of type T, this interface here, and this is going to be of that same type T. And so when I say connected together, let me move over here. When I say connected together, this is going to have dependency injection of this type. You're going to give it this type. And this type here, this type T, of type T, can either be this Twitch consumer, Kafka producer, or it can be the subflow consumer. I assume you will give glue code for the desktop that will deal with basic Twitch structs, and the distributed one will wrap everything in it. Yes. That is the idea. Yeah, and the idea is that you should be able to, in theory, expand on it yourself very easily in either scenario. In either scenario, you should be able to, this is going to be very standard topics that are produced. So you don't have to use my consumer and the other stuff. You can input your own. Or, if you want to get into Kafka and whatnot, you could do your own wrapping around that stuff. So yes, that is the idea. Does that make sense how it would work? Because if it doesn't make sense to you, I could be very I could be I could be smoking something good on this. It seems like a brilliant idea. Um and this was the flow of communication, but basically it's going to be dependency injected in to here. Yes, that's what I'm working on. The whole thing. That's why I split this out and was trying to understand it. Now, actually, now that I've actually drawn this, though, I need this Twitch consumer Kafka producer. So I'm gonna make that project. The only thing that I'm starting to notice here is this might get like a very messy workspace, and maybe we can do some sub workspaces. I'm gonna do it all flat for right now, but cargo. Um, or maybe we can combine some of the projects. I don't know. Like maybe all Kafka stuff could be in a single. I think actually that's right. So let's do Kafka here. So all the consumers and producers are going to be in this Kafka. Init Kafka. Because we're going to need a Kafka producer and consumer. This is going to be of that common trait, which is going to be a Twitch event. That's going to be the trait. Okay. I think we're good now. Oh, I did init that as not a. So let's add this to. Let's see. We have Kafka here. But what we need to do here is this should be a library. Done. Oh no, we've made Rust angry again. Actually, sometimes it's easier just to do this. Cargo clean. Why are we angry? We shouldn't be angry. I feel like we shouldn't be angry. Yeah, we're not angry. All right, we're just gonna ignore this for right now. I know Rust Analyzer is angry. Can I force it to rerun? Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. I just wanted Analyzer to rerun. I can just rerun it by saving. Okay, cargo check fails. Oh no, we got a problem with Twitch alerts again. That doesn't exist again. Twitch alerts underscore. Where is Twitch alerts underscore? I don't have a Twitch alerts anymore. Where is this coming from? Let's see. Twitch alerts, Twitch alerts. Maybe we just need to close and open Visual Studio Code. Maybe the language server got a little funky. I feel like it got just a little cache, and cleaning it here wasn't helping it. Yeah. Okay, it's good now. All right. Okay, so we have everything here. Now we need to just make a trait here. I'm just gonna make common should also be a lib. So rename lib. I'm actually just gonna make the traits in here. Let's see. What is this going to be? What is this? We need to have a trait for a Twitch message consumer. Twitch event consumer. Twitch event consumer. Does consumer have one or two? All right, this embarrassing story. I have done this. There is such a thing as a costumer, a person who makes costumes. And the spelling for me, and I don't know why, of costumer and customer or consumer, I get very confused. 1 second. All right, here we go. Lay that out there. I might speak English, but not well. But not well. I feel like every time I speak, somebody in England curls their toes. I don't know. I curl my toe when you hear the nails on chalkboard. All right. So I don't know exactly. We could just pass the raw event that we're getting. Ooh, we'd have to depend on Twitch API. Oh gosh, this Twitch API is do we want to pass our own modeled event? Let's look. We might want to do that. Let's see. Oh, this is the whole problem that we got into. This was too slow. This was too slow to respond. I forgot about that. Okay, and then we started making a queue in the database, and I was like, "Holy crap, this feels really bad. We shouldn't be doing this." And yeah, this has all snowballed from this right here. Okay, so we have this event data. I think we just passed this event data. Although we also need this metadata that it has here. So this event has this, which is hunky dory, but it also has this metadata, which has the message ID, which is something we need to know because we need to know if we've handled this message before, and the timestamp. So, and this is not like a person's subscription. This is our subscriptions to the event. It's a little weird when you're okay. So, do we make our own? I almost feel like then we just push this whole. We don't even parse this event sub WebSocket data. We just send the event sub WebSocket data, and here in process message, we have to actually parse it because we have to reply. So I keep going back and forth as, do we parse it at all? Because part of me says we don't parse it at all. But we have to at least parse some of this. If it's a notification, that's when we actually want to process it. Cargo will complain about the lowercase c. Where did I lowercase c something? Sorry. Should have looked at chat sooner. I lowercase c something. Oh, I know where. It was here. No, I did that right. Oh, in my consumer. Okay. You are right. That was good. Good catch too. Oh, we don't need main because this is a okay, so we got a panic. I'm just for code lens. Nice. All right. The document was the librs, which is what we're in. I deleted the main function, which since this is a lib, you don't need a main function. I'm wondering if it needs a function. Doesn't seem to be it. Worker panicked at bad offset. One second, I want to delete this. I want to experiment. I've not done this before, but I don't feel like I need to have a function in there if I don't want to have a function in there. Yeah, I don't feel like this should have failed. Okay. I'm just going to ignore it for right now. I think it's fine. Okay, what did I get sidetracked doing? Oh, I made this trait. And we were talking about the WebSocket and what exactly I needed to push. I think I have to push both of these things. I actually just need two things. So maybe I can make the data and a wrapper around this. Metadata. Event. Actually, I could just do that. Okay, we're just going to do this really simply. New Twitch event. Actually, this is a Twitch event consumer, so we don't need the word Twitch in there. New event. And in this, we are going to need to include the Twitch API. That's going to be it. Thanks for that catch, Russell. I appreciate it. So this new event, let's go ahead and copy and paste what we have here for the Twitch listener from the cargo. We don't need the auth though. And actually, we don't need all these features either. I think we can, let's see, we can remove that. We can remove that. I think we need event sub. We don't need the HMAC. I think that's all. Maybe we can make this a little prettier. Okay. I think that's all we need. And now we can just use this event data. Let's see, where's event? Just wanted to get the event. So Twitch API event sub event. Cool beans. There we go. And now this will take an event of type event. Beautiful. And then we have, what was it? Message out, message at. Message ID and message at, both strings. There we go. Absolutely, Russell. I appreciate it because yes, it would be a warning, and I need to be better about not having as many warnings as I do. This is a little gross. It's hard because like sometimes it gives you a warning that like, hey, this is never used, and you're like, yeah, I just added it. Thank you very much. But yeah, it's good to keep the noise down because then when, and I know that this is true of me, if you have 100 of them, then it's easier to push off. If you look at this and you're like, hey, I have six, oh yeah, I'll do that in a half an hour sometime. But 100, it's like, oh gosh, I don't want to do it, and then it makes the problem worse. So it's good even when experimenting to keep the warnings down. So all right, so now we can make our Kafka and our AI manager. I think this is our AI manager because all we're doing is AI stuff right now, and it will have its own database. So we can do our AI manager, which should be, this is where it should be a bin. It should have a main because AI manager can run as its own thing with the Kafka consumer in it. So we need a Kafka consumer and producer, and that have this interface, but this should also have a thing. How are we going to write this one? So if this runs by itself, we basically need to start it up and give it this needs to have a struct. Okay. This needs to have a struct of API manager, and that struct should have this interface. I think, I think. Okay, so pub struct, uh, AI. I said API, but it's AI. AI manager, and this needs to implement common. So we need to include common. Beautiful. This actually also needs to include common. Include. Thank you very much. Sometimes this kills me. Oh, I know why it's doing that. I put include because I'm an idiot. Common. There we go. It was actually my fault. It was just going in with what I was like, okay, you want to include something called include. Got it. Okay. We got that in there. AI manager. Now we can do simple. What did we call this? For AI manager. And then our only function here is new event. That takes, oh man, gosh dang it. This also needs the Twitch API. Deep breath, deep breath. Oh boy. Can you just tell me what this is? Can you tell me what it is? Just, oh, I haven't imported. Okay. Here we go. All right, there we go. Now we can import this. Boom. There we go. Awesome. So now this is going to be able to basically be passed. The idea is the Twitch, the AI manager is going to be able to be passed in, or the Kafka producer is going to be able to be passed in. The Kafka consumer is going to take AI manager. Oh, that's actually interesting. That's actually a good thought. In here, I thought it was this AI manager. Actually, let me rename this to AI manager, since again, this was just me drawing generic AI manager. It's actually going to be the Kafka consumer that's running. I have to think about this. And it has an AI manager. I think. We'll think about this. Anyways. Okay, so now we can do something with this. This means that this AI manager is the thing that needs a database. So we're going to need to create it a database because basically I think this should own its data. In a microservice world, that's how it would work. AI manager manages its database. It's saving, the things that we create for it and everything. Let's go back over these migrations here and see how we're going. We don't need an event queue anymore. That's happy. And I think these are the things that we need to keep. Okay. Cool. Now we're going to move this migrations from the Twitch listener. It doesn't have database anymore to the AI manager. Move those. And then we're going to move the env. It also doesn't need the env anymore. Beautiful. And there we go. Now this is going to cause us some problems because we actually currently have query stuff. You kind of want a service type that can have a data ingress and or egress mechanism. I don't know that I understand what you're saying. That's what our Kafka consumer producer is. It can either be ingress or egress to our network, our Kafka. Right? Or am I misunderstanding what you're saying? That's why I was thinking here it's really the Kafka consumer or producer that's running and using Twitch. Let me think about this. Okay. I see what you're saying. Right. So we don't want it to be the Kafka consumer that's running. We want it to have the AI manager where we dependency inject a consumer or whatever. It's an event thing. It can take, or it can take anything. You're right. You're 100% right. We need to make sure that we work that in that way. So I think my first thought with having this being the thing that runs, yes, I'm agreeing now. Sorry, you're 100% right. I was getting myself confused. We'll have to keep each other honest. This is, I don't know. Maybe other people do this. I have never seen other people do this, so I'm going to say it's new, but so we want to get rid of this. I'm leaving this in here, this process new follow, because it actually displays this stuff. So if it's in a running state, we can actually run it and see in the terminal the new follow message, which is awesome. It does all the AI stuff. So we're going to leave that there for right now. But this saving to a database needs to go in here. We'll need to include SQLX. For sure. So yeah, this will be AI manager, Kafka consumer. Yep. Or direct consumer. Because in this version, it's not a we'll have to think about how we do that. In this one, it's directly compiled in and dependency injected in. So we can't give Kafka consumer to it. I guess we have Twitch consumer. We have Twitch consumer. You witch out the consumer when you don't need Kafka. Right, okay. Got it. Which is now a permitted term. I hate... Okay. Twitch moderation. First off, when I say allow a message, it doesn't mean that that word should be allowed forever and always. It means that message was fine. There should be a separate option for allow that word always. Because now everybody can use which. Is which really on the banned words here? This is a game site. I feel like there's a lot of witches. Right? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like having a witch, like, I feel like that word could come up a lot. I don't know. I didn't know that was banned list worthy. I am obviously not up on I am obviously not up on pop culture here. Also, I feel like there needs to be context as well. Like maybe if you were saying like at other Twitch chatter you witch, that would be definitely different than like but that's what I'm saying. Like it's on context. Any word can be used hatefully. I mean, like Russell, your face is designed like a Apple mouse. Like that's pretty hateful because this is a horrible design. But like none of those are bad words. And I was just using it as an example, not actually insulting you. Unless if you like the design of this, and then I was insulting you because this is a horrible design that I have to plug it in on the bottom. But yeah, I guess you can say that like any word can be hateful in the end. So like, oh well, I will try to not think too deeply on that. We'll need an SQLite manager here, because we're going to be dealing with this. There we go. Oh, now we can do async traits. What we need to do is there's a crate like async trait, I believe it's called. You do something like I have not used this heavily. I believe it's that will allow this trait to. So basically, Actually, I don't even know that I do it here. I do it here on this, right? Again, I have never done this as well. I believe I do this. Let's look that up. Okay, so yeah, I believe it's yeah. Okay, we have to do it in both places. Do we have to do it in both places? Yeah, well, we're gonna have to do it in both places. Okay, okay. So we'll do it here. I think we have to do it on the trait declaration itself, as well as uh like that. And now we need to import this crate. Let's do that now. And then we'll import it up here as well. Oh, did it say that? My bad. I was going through quickly. So I was looking here. We have it on the trait here. Oh, but not on the function. You're right. But here we also have it on the implementation of it. Okay, that's where I was thinking. You're 100% right. So we can do this now. Beautiful. And then we can do that, but we also have to do it here. Oh, not that. We have to do this right here. Async trait. And we'll quickly fix that with an import. And now, oh, oh, this is gonna be a problem. Used to decide whether the operator should produce a. No, I want the error. Oh. Oh, okay. We're not returning an error. Okay, so we'll return an error. That's reasonable. That there could be an error with our event, and you should retry it. We will slap in anyhow in here. Cool. Cool. Let's see. Mismatch types. Oh, because we gotta throw it in here as well. Anyhow. And wait, you're still upset? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Look at that. Look at that. It doesn't anymore. Oh, it's implement. Okay. It's complaining that our return type. Okay. Okay. The most generic catch-all ever. There we go. Happy as a clam. All right, we don't need this meta because we already are unwrapping the meta into what we need. This would be message at. And this would be, and we've already toStringified it by this point, so we don't need that either. And this would just be message ID. Again, don't need this either. Actually, we don't need these at all because we can just put the stupid things in here. So message ID goes here. Yeah, we can just delete this code. And then message at will be where an event is at. All right, there we go. And we can delete all of this garbage. And then our event goes in as the payload. Done. This is going to complain. We haven't set up the database yet, so that's fine. It's complaining. Ooh, but we got rid of the event queue. The event queue doesn't exist anymore. So we gotta fix that. What are we going to do? Ooh. Really, we should do our stuff to it now. We should do our we don't have this queue anymore because we assume in a real world, or not a good way of saying that. We're assuming that this has the queue in front of it. That if we're having a queue, instead of doing it in SQL, it's this way. If we're running it hard locally, there is no queue. We're just doing it at the same time. We might need a thread or something because, again, we have to make sure that we don't pause the thread that's responding to events on the WebSocket. Okay. So we can just start processing. If we've gotten here, if we're in the AI manager, we just process. That's all we do. So Russell, you are amazing. You are amazing. This is why I say that I am just an okay developer. I think I do fairly well at line 15, space before message ID is missing. So you're talking about in here. Message ID. Beautiful. And I think then I probably also screwed that up here as well. Thank you. I'm like, I don't know. I consider myself a mediocre developer. I think I do really, really well at like architecture, design ideas, and putting code together. Okay. I think I'm going to delete this stuff though, because we don't need it. This is just going to be pure DB goodness. We might not even need the connection to the database right yet, but we'll leave that. REST. You know what? Let's do that right now. Cargo. You. I literally just type whatever Twitch chat. You type Rust format. I type Rust format. Yes. You are right. It would catch it, and it also pretty prints this as well. I need to. I feel like my preferences got turned messed up. I mean to go to settings. Because it used to save or Rust format on save, and it's not anymore. Where is it? Rust Analyzer. Rust Analyzer. Let's see. Rust Analyzer, import, merge, glob. Rust Analyzer. Enables use of Rust format. Unstable range for formatting. I feel like it's supposed to format on save. But it's not anymore. I don't know if it's a bug in the extension. I'm assuming is something changed in the and so I no longer have the correct settings. It is kind of annoying though because I feel like I shouldn't have to run Rust format and have it be formatted properly. Okay, well I'll look into that more later. All right. So now we have a Twitch event consumer for the AI manager that consumes a new event. That's good. Um, but should this be of type T? Uh, we'll call this so now I'm just spitballing here. Work with me here. Should this be of type server and or event producer maybe? Where we have I might be overcomplicating this, but I think this is playing off of what you said, Russell, and it got a thing spinning in my head about where we could have this event producer, which is basically a pub. Uh, uh, so then this event producer could be of either, you know, I gotta think about this. Maybe we pause and let this marinate. Because I think if I try to think about this on live on stream, I'm gonna hit a wall. So I think possibly what we do is we pause, marinate, maybe Tuesday, maybe Thursday, maybe next Saturday. We come up with a great way of doing this. I think we're really, really, really close, and I like this idea. I want to, yeah. I think I like the idea. I'm just failing to put all the tie all the things together and exactly how this would work, but I think it's a good one. Because then we need to basically we need to where the event producer implements this. Right, you'd have to implement that it pulled from Kafka. Right. Okay, so I think we're on the right track here. I need to think about it. It's been long enough. Then one that just passed it in from the Twitch API directly. Yes. It has been long enough. I'm going to save this. I'm going to push it even though it's broken right now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to just delete this. And then we'll no, I don't want to delete that because that's actually beautiful. Oh. This is actually not what I want to do. I want to do probably one for each. I'm going to check this in as broken right now just because I think we're on the right track. This is looking delicious. And we'll pick this up Tuesday, Thursday, most likely Saturday. We have a lot of stuff to get done around this for Tuesday and Thursday. So if I'm working on it Tuesday, Thursday, I might also work some on my animations. I have a video recorded. I just need to make awesome animations. I've been using motion canvas. I've been learning it. It's actually what I would consider why people dislike inheritance. It does hit inheritance that way. I see that type of style of inheritance used for graphic libraries all over the place. I think composition could probably, for at least some of it, help. I think there's actually valid reasons maybe why inheritance is used for some of that, but it gets real sticky and messy. But I have been working on it. It's a pretty fantastic library once you actually understand it. My animations are not going to be nearly as good as his, but the guy that created it. But yeah, been working on them. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for joining me. I will see you tomorrow for news. We actually have a ton of stuff to cover, from things getting banned in, I think it was Italy. ChatGPT is maybe getting banned in Italy, to Twitter released their code twice in 1 week. One was a leak of their code, and then the other is actually a move I like. I think it's a good thing for, a recommendation engine. So we're going to cover those things. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting, along with our cloud news, other security related things and whatnot. So, yeah, thanks everyone for joining. And I genuinely had fun today. We got some good progress done. And I will see you tomorrow.